Gentlemen, today we have a question from one of our buddies who recently read the book Siddhartha. And he describes how a young prince was confined in the castle, and his parents, his father in particular, didn't want to allow him to do his thing. But at some point, he breaks free, he goes out. I think it's the story of Buddha. He goes out and he has trouble, trials, but ultimately reaches enlightenment. He says that book really empowered me. It really gave me a lot of things to think about because I'm currently in a very similar situation where my father is a very successful man and I grew up in a very comfortable home, and my father has decided a path for me, a guaranteed path of success. But I just have this aching to go into adventure. I gotta go do something else. Now I want to maintain my father's respect. I love him. I would like to make him happy and do what he's laid out for me, but this calling, I feel as if I don't follow it, if I don't go down that road of what could potentially be danger, adventure, then I'm going to be resentful. And that's never a good place, because whenever you have the seeds of resentment in your heart, although you're putting on a face of gratitude, you're going to be carrying a sword behind your back. You know, whenever you're doing what someone else has told you to do, even if you smile, I don't care if it's your boss, I don't care if it's your dad, I don't care if it's your wife. When you resent the thing they've made you do, and you ultimately resent them, the whole dynamic's fucked up. Because you're smiling in their face to make them happy, and you got a sword behind your back, and you're eating on the inside. So let's play that one out. Will you? You follow your dad's well-trodden path, and guess what? There's probably a 90% guarantee that you're going to be successful. Meaning, your dad has made a comfortable way for you. You're going to have all the things you want, the trappings of the world, right? I often call it the traps of the world. You'll have all the trappings of success. But at the same time, a part of your heart will be dimmed and dying. You'll always be wondering, what if, what if, what if? Or you'll be saying to yourself, when can I, when can I, when can I? Because if you're anything like me, you always hold on to some sort of hope. Like at some point, like this motherfucker's gonna die, leave me all this money, and then I can do everything I want. Or one day, I'm gonna build the balls and tell him, Daddy, I'm leaving. I'm going to do my own thing. One day, one day, one day, one day. Fuck one day. One day never comes. You make one day today. You understand that one? Write that one down. Someday is today. It's the day you decide it is. And then you got the sword behind your back. So even though you're smiling, right? And look at my posture here. I've got one hand behind my back. Even though you're smiling, a part of you is being dishonest. So not only are you destroying your own sense of being, but you're really also being violent towards the other person because you're not being fully present and honest with them. And that never works. That never works. Daddy, I always wanted to make you happy, but I always had this fucking sword behind my back because I can't fucking stand the choices you've made me make. It doesn't work out. So all you who want to comment on Elliot's, how crazy Elliot's invitation's going to be, well then you choose that one. Choose that one. But I guarantee you, you can't win. You're not going to win if you follow your dad. I often say this. Take this one to the bank too. This is one of those you should write down. It's an old saying. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Meaning, you're not going to win over there with your dad, and you ain't going to win over here either. What happens if you decide to take that call to adventure and go do your thing? Chances are, very early on, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to scrape your knee, you're going to be hungry, you're going to get in trouble, you're going to have, dare I say, challenges and discomfort in your life. And Daddy, here's the thing with our parents, and I'm a parent too, so I've got to be mindful of this. Your parents want the best for you. And oftentimes when you love someone, you don't want to see them in pain. You don't want to see them challenged. You don't want to see them hurt. You don't want to see them fail. You want good things for your children, so you don't allow them to take the call to adventure, to the untrodden path where you're going to have to take a machete and create your own path. And you might cut yourself, and a snake might bite you. You're going out into the jungle, but you got to clear your own path. Now, like I said, you're not going to feel like a winner out there. In many ways, I created my own path. I carved my own path, right? Like Frank Sinatra, I did it my way. I carved my own path, but boy, were there lonely days. Boy, were there days where I wish someone understood what I was trying to do and I could share my successes with. I had so many minor successes that went uncelebrated because I had no one. Not even my wife. God bless her, she's my best partner, teammate, lover, friend. And there was a time when we were estranged because I couldn't even explain what I was trying to do, and it was so over her head. Not meaning she couldn't understand, but because it was an uncharted territory. I have no perspective. She had no perspective. My parents had no perspective. There was very little perspective for the adventure I decided to go down, and it hurt. Over here, and I often used to look at my friends who ended up in sales and ended up working in the corporate world. When they had a success, you know what happened? They got a plaque, or they got a raise. They got a pat on the back at least. You take that call to adventure, you ain't getting shit, but no, you know what you'll get? You will get shit. That's what you'll get. You'll just get shit. You'll get shit in your shoes. You cut yourself, hurt yourself. But, and there's no guarantee. And that's the other thing. I don't ever want you to believe that there's some sort of guarantee for carving your own path. That's bullshit. The only guarantee is that you're going to carve your own path. There's no guarantee for a pot of gold on the other end. You want a guarantee for a pot of gold? Go work with your daddy and get that pension plan and that health insurance. Go get that guaranteed shit and all that comes with it, including the part of your heart that dies, right? If you want guarantee. This, it hurts and there's no guarantee. The only guarantee is this, and it might be a guarantee worth gambling for. It's not even a gamble. This is the gamble. Which one? Once you go, your gambling days are done. You already have this. This is your success for choosing your own path. You will own. Let me start that one again. The fly got in my face. Couldn't be too dramatic with a fly in my face. What the hell is going on here? The only guarantee is that you will own yourself. You are the master of your domain. You will answer to yourself. You can only celebrate with yourself, but you only answer to yourself. To me, it's worth the gamble. Freedom, relative freedom, the idea of freedom, the story I tell myself about freedom, because when I cut those checks to Obama, I'm not that fucking free. But the relative freedom, and the story of freedom, the sense of freedom, the ability to make choices about when you get up in the morning and when you do what you want to do, and so on and so forth. How you do your work. I don't want anybody telling me how to do my work. I want ideas from people who've been there, but I don't want anybody to tell me how to do what I want to do. Don't tell me what to do. Of course, that's a part of my neurosis. I don't know what yours is. And to me, living in that particular way is so free and so creative and so empowering that I would gladly give up the well-trodden, guaranteed path of worldly trappings. But you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Done.